We'll bring you the lowdown on the Prime Minister's France visit and his appointments in Paris. But to better understand the geopolitical context of this 48-hour visit, joining us on the broadcast this morning, former diplomats, Ambassador Prabhu Dayal, and in a short while from now, we'll also be joined by Manju, Seth.
Let me take my first question to Ambassador Prabhu Dayal. It's a rare honour that the Indian Trial Services will be part of the Bastille Day celebrations, breaking away from tradition here, as it's rare to have a foreign leader as a guest of honour. The last time was back in 2017 with Donald Trump. How significant is this?
Well, I think it is very significant. And your correspondent, Maha Siddiqui, very correctly summed up the different aspects which make this visit of our Prime Minister to France very, very important. As he mentioned, it is the 25th anniversary of the India-France strategic partnership. And during Prime Minister's visit, the two sides will have an opportunity to chart out the future course of the partnership. And this will be across diverse sectors, such as, of course, strategic cooperation, cultural affairs, scientific affairs, academic affairs, and of course, economic cooperation. The focus of the visit, of course, will be on defense cooperation. Now, the importance of this aspect to us cannot be overstated. We live in a highly dangerous geostrategic environment, with China on one side on our northern borders and Pakistan on our western borders. And both sides are coveting Indian territory. They are threatening us in a variety of ways. Let me mention that Pakistan already occupies 78,000 square kilometers of Indian territory, and China occupies 38,000 square kilometers. So they are sworn enemies. Let us be very honest about it. And their intentions remain very, very hostile. So India needs the state-of-the-art weaponry because we have very good fighting forces, but we need to equip them with the best of weaponry. And in that context, Prime Minister's visit to France will be very significant. As you mentioned, there will be the possible signing of 26 Rafale marine aircraft for our Navy. There will be also a deal for the supply of three more Scorpion submarines to India. And there are also discussions which are likely to take place regarding the engines which we need for some of our fighter jets. So the defense aspect is extremely important. But of course, there will be other things also which will be significantly playing a role, like economic cooperation, for instance. India and France are already very important.
Manju, Seth at this point as well, Ambassador.
All right.
Defence ties have been robust, as Ambassador Dayal has just pointed out. Defence deals are also on the radar over the next 48 hours. But what about economic cooperation? Would you say the state of economic ties between India and France are in a state of robust upswing?
Absolutely. They are increasing regularly. We have been seeing over the last so many years how trade has doubled and increased very rapidly. Investments have been, we've had two-way investments for the last many years. And now if we look at the current visit, the CEOs Forum meeting will also be taking place at this time. We have an India-France CEOs Forum where the top CEOs of both countries have been regularly meeting since 2008. And they sort of make recommendations to the leaders on how to take the economic cooperation, the investments, and the job creation, even higher. And energy, green hydrogen is also being spoken about. Space, of course, has been a major point of cooperation, as is also nuclear. Cooperation. So, I mean, there have been some setbacks in the nuclear cooperation, but yes, that is being sorted out, I believe. And so I think that will be also on the table. And as mentioned, there will also be defense, of course, is the main thing, but also make in India. And earlier also, the Scorpion submarines have been manufactured in India. have been not manufactured, partly manufactured, partly made in India. And so I think that is another important aspect where Make in India in the defense sector and other sectors is also being discussed. There's also engines for the light advanced air helicopter. So I think all these are important elements of the economic and trade relationship. And I think there will be more when the CEOs meet. They will give more areas where the economic partnership, the investments, and the manufacturing in India can be taken forward.
Right, Ambassador Prabhu Dayal, you spoke about India planning to buy 26 Rafale fighter aircrafts and 3 Scorpene-class conventional submarines from France. Given the Russian submarines are due for retirement, can the Scorpene line be gaining strength?
Of course, we need to upgrade the strength of the fighting equipment which we have given to our Navy. And the Navy has been, in fact, clamoring for better equipment. Look, the threat that India now poses around its seas is very considerable, and it is increasing by the day. The Chinese are famous for what they call the string of pearls strategy, and this involves developing naval ports. And in our region, they have done it very, very successfully. Gwadar port in Pakistan, Hambantota. Of course, they have also developed Chittagong port in Bangladesh. They have developed something in Myanmar. So all this poses serious threats to us in the naval domain. And by acquiring these Rafale marine fighters, we would be strengthening the fighting forces within the Navy, and also the submarines which we are also going to get, the 3 new Scorpene submarines, will be very significant in this regard. So we cannot ignore the threats which are being posed by hostile powers in the naval domain. And by signing these accords, I think a signal will be sent out that India is taking appropriate action to handle such threats.